It started as a quiet weekend away from the chaos of college. My aunt's home, tucked at the edge of a quiet lane and wrapped in vines and stone, was supposed to offer peace. But instead, it led to something neither of us expected. That Saturday, I was in the garage searching for a toolbox to fix a squeaky door when a familiar scent stopped me, her floral perfume. Mixed faintly with motor oil, it brought back memories. Just as I was pulling out an old wrench, I heard a creak from the far end of the garage. Alone in the house, I called out, "Hey, Aunt Maddie?" No response. I walked toward the sound, and she appeared suddenly, emerging from behind a curtain with a notebook in hand and a strange expression on her face. "I thought you were in your room," I said, catching my breath. "Just finishing up some work," she replied, her gaze drifting to the floor. I couldn't help but notice the faint tremor in her hands. She brushed it off with a wave. "Just a bit of arthritis, you know how it is." Though her smile seemed strained, I nodded, understanding. For years, my aunt had battled with an autoimmune disease, her body bearing the brunt of its unforgiving nature. But this time, something felt off. Her usual warmth seemed diminished, replaced by a guardedness that I'd never seen before. That night at dinner, she barely spoke, her mind clearly elsewhere. Later, I wandered past her study and noticed the door ajar. The notebook sat open on her desk. Curiosity got the better of me. As I stepped inside to glance at the pages, she appeared behind me. "I didn't realize you were here," she said, her voice sharp. "Sorry, Aunt Maddie, I stammered, searching for words." "It's nothing you need to see," she interrupted, taking the book back. The look in her eyes was unreadable surprise, disappointment, something else. Something tightened in my chest. Was there something in the pages that I shouldn't have seen? The rest of the night passed in a blur. My aunt's silence was deafening, her distance palpable. Sleep came fitfully, haunted by the image of her startled face. The following night, unable to bear the suffocating tension any longer, I sought solace in my aunt's study. Drawn once more to the mysterious notebook, I found her sitting quietly. The sight of me must have been unexpected because her eyes widened in surprise. "Can I talk to you?" I asked, my voice barely a whisper. The question hung in the air, pregnant with unspoken emotions. Finally, she sighed, closing her eyes briefly before nodding slowly. The conversation that followed was like nothing I'd ever had with her before. Her words tumbled out, halting at first, then gaining momentum. She spoke of memories, bittersweet and fragmented, of regrets left unspoken, of stories too complex to tell. Her voice was soft, vulnerable, and in that quiet moment between us, something raw and powerful stirred. I listened, offering quiet nods and gentle murmurs of understanding. I didn't push for details, sensing the rawness behind her hesitant words. But the glimpse I got, the glimpse of a life lived intensely, of loves lost and dreams deferred, touched me deeply. Days passed, each one marked by lingering glances and touches that spoke volumes. The distance that had so abruptly fallen between us began to vanish, replaced by a tentative trust. We found solace in shared silences, understanding blooming between us in the quiet corners of her house. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, we took a drive. It was a familiar route, one that wound through fields and ended at a quiet spot overlooking a valley bathed in the golden light of sunset. We had come here often during my childhood, my aunt and I seeking refuge from the world and finding comfort in each other's company. Now, as I sat beside her, the memories that surfaced were bittersweet, tinged with the realization of how much had changed. The bond that had always existed between us, strengthened by shared laughter and whispered secrets, now resonated with a depth that neither of us had anticipated. As the last vestiges of daylight faded away, leaving us in near darkness, my aunt turned to me, her voice barely a whisper. "I don't know where this is going," she said, her gaze fixed on the darkening landscape, but I want to find out. And in that moment, surrounded by the vast expanse of the twilight sky, I knew exactly what she meant.